It's good, y'all. That like button, man. We outside. Strategic one, baby. Let's go. Hope everybody is blessed, man. Shout out to all the family and the whole nation, man. Make sure y'all double tap that screen. We in vertical. Let everybody know that we are motherfucking live. Shout out the whole Fire Starter Nation, man. We here with a strategic one, man. Double tap that screen for all the haters. Double tap that screen for all the haters, man. Because you know we need them. Y'all know we need them. It's time for to stop telling these lies, man. They've been telling these lies for way too motherfucking long. And now, like we haven't heard his mouth telling enough fucking lies about the Biggie shit. And not only that, like we haven't heard enough of his ass telling a whole bunch of made up motherfucking lies doing this Diddy trial. Strategic drop. And now, this motherfucker, peep the game. Now, this motherfucker finds his 2 cents and his 2 business. All right? Now that the Tupac trial is going on, pay attention, y'all. Shout out everybody that's coming up in here. Tupac trial is going on and taking place. Okay? Gean is still running his mouth, still telling lies, making up narrators. Okay? Shout out here, man. I appreciate y'all. Like, share, subscribe, man. I appreciate y'all. We just coming up in here, man. We outside. It's a beautiful day. Sorry I'm a little late because I was debating whether I wanted to go live inside the studio or come outside or not. I just come outside, man, because this whole situation needs a whole breath of fresh air anyway. And we're talking about the notorious B.I.G. situation. Shout out everybody that's coming up in here, man. Like, share, subscribe. Always remember fear. The fire and fear. The motherfucking flames, okay? R.I.P. R.I.P. to one of the best. Two of the best. To ever in this culture. All right, we're talking about the notorious B.I.G. All right, we also are talking about the one and only Tupac Shakur, man. All right, there will never be another. Many try to come in that form. Many try to imitate and try to replicate, but they can never imitate or duplicate that type of greatness, you know? Shout out to everybody that's coming up in here, man. I appreciate y'all. All right? Let's get the views and match the likes and the likes and match the views, man. As we come in here with a strategic one. And like I said, man, we done heard so many lies with Gean, man. And now that the Tupac situation has started, he come out the blue, peep the game, putting his 2 cents into it. Shout out everybody that's, man, I appreciate y'all. All right? Let's get everybody up in here, let everybody know that we live. We about to get stable real quick. Yeah, man, we about to get stable, you know? But like I said, man, there's been way too much going on with that situation, yo. And it's exactly what the title and the thumbnail say. All right, the whole bad boy camp. Everybody is suspect, bro. Everybody is suspect. Everybody is suspect. And not that I'm saying everybody is suspect, like they actually had something to do with the actual murder. I'm not talking about that type of suspect. I'm not talking about that type of suspect. I'm talking about that type of suspect when these motherfuckers have been telling us shit that they know it ain't actually happening like that. They've been telling us things about that night, okay, that actually never happened. And things that actually happened never got told. That part, that's the suspect shit I'm talking about. Okay? So understand that when I say a lot of people who was under that staff, a lot of people who was a part of Bad Boy, all right? Just like Tupac said, Bad Boy, record label, and the motherfucking crew. Hit the like button, y'all. What did Tupac say? Bad Boy, the staff, record label, and the motherfucking crew. Ain't that what he said? Tupac said this shit out of his mouth before he motherfucking died. He said, Bad Boy, the staff, record label, and the whole motherfucking crew. Didn't he actually say that out of his mouth? Right. Okay. So, like I told people, y'all, shout out everybody that's coming up in here. When it's an East Coast, West Coast war that they claim was going on and going back and forth this and back and forth that, and Tupac had just got killed, and they're trying to say the Notorious B.I.G., hit the like button, y'all, strategic drops, got murdered and got knocked down out there in L.A. was because it was a retaliation for the Tupac murder. Shout out everybody up in here. All right? Which we all know that was bullshit. Okay? Because we make real life matters, make real life sense all the fucking time. And like I said, out of everybody that was there in California, out of everybody that was there that night, Biggie, Puffy, Lil C's, Stevie J, Gean, Bad Boy, the staff, record label, and the motherfucking crew, right? Shout out everybody up in here, man. I appreciate y'all. Bad Boy, the staff, record label, and the motherfucking crew, right? So if this murder, hit the like button, y'all. Let's get everybody up in here. Strategic drop. Shout out the whole Fire Flame Nation. We stay in 2.5. I can promise you that. But like I said, if this was a retaliation like Gean lying ass said, and like he still continues to fucking lie about, if this was a retaliation from the East Coast, West Coast war and the retaliation of Tupac getting knocked down in Las Vegas, then why did Big was the only one who lost their life? Why was Biggie the only one in California out of everybody that was with Bad Boy that night was the only ones who lost their life? Why nobody else lost their life? Why nobody else got touched? Like I said, if you want to kill a whole movement and you got your ops on your home field, you got home field advantage on your ops. Let's make real life matters, make real life sense. Hit the like button, y'all. Cause Gean is a motherfucking liar. And we've been proving it for so long. And I got more strategic facts and strategic information and receipts to drop. Because like I said, let's make real life matters make real life sense. If this was a retaliation for the death of Tupac Shakur, then why did Biggie Smalls the only one who died that night? Why the whole Bad Boy staff, record label, and the whole fucking crew, why they wasn't retaliated on? Hit the like button, y'all. Let's make real life matters make real life sense. How this shit really go in real war. Fuck what they telling us. Let's make real life matters make real life sense. How this shit really go in real war. When you got your motherfucking ops and you got the home field advantage on your motherfucking ops and they just knocked down your top dog. What the fuck about to happen? Shout out everybody up in here. Double tap that screen. Is your mama gay? Get off my dick. I can't help it. I look good and I ain't all rough, rugged, and raw like them niggas that you used to seeing, or them niggas that you used to being around, or them niggas that you used to fucking and sucking. Fuck you talking about? Because I look good and I'm a handsome ass nigga, I gotta be gay? Fuck wrong with you niggas? Huh? And it's my fault. I took care of myself, took care of my body, and I found the fountain of youth. You heard? You should be praising greatness like this, my nigga. Whoever the fuck you is. But shout out for the engagement. I appreciate you. Okay? All the love and all the support, whether it's positive or negative. Because you know what? Either way, it benefits my platform. So I appreciate that. But, like I said, y'all, let's make real life matters make real life sense. Shout out everybody that's coming up in here. Okay? Check this out. If so retaliate for East Coast, West Coast war. Right? Peep the game, y'all. Shout out everybody that's coming up in here. Like and subscribe. Always remember, fear the fire and fear the flames. I appreciate y'all. Because, like I said, let's make real life matters make real life sense for a minute. Okay? If this was a retaliation and they just knocked down our top dog, right? They just knocked down our top dog, right? And now we got them in a position to knock down their top dog, their top dog, and all of them at the motherfucking time. Right? Right? But only one person get touched. Like I said, make it make sense. Shout out everybody that's coming up in here, man. I appreciate y'all. Okay? I do. Let's make it make sense for a minute here. All right? Keep the game, y'all. Everything you hear in this live is alleged. Y'all already know we gotta do our due diligence with YouTube. Everybody know that we live. We just coming up in here strategically. Appreciate all the love, appreciate all the support, and like I said, man, I appreciate the hate as well. Yes, I do. I appreciate the hate as well. Shout out the whole nation, man. We up in here, we outside today. All right? How the lighting? Is the lighting good? Do we need more light or are we straight? Shout out everybody that's coming up in here, man. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate all love, appreciate all the support. What's up? My minds. What's up with y'all? Flaming Raiders. R.I.P. to Pop, man. R.I.P. to Big, too, yo. All right? Two of the best to ever do it. Shout out everybody that's coming up in here, man. Let everybody know that we live today. All right? Shout out the whole nation, man. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate all love. Appreciate all the support. Okay? Let's go. Fair use is in effect. Everything y'all hear is alleged. All right? For entertainment purposes, research, and resource purposes only. Y'all know what it is and y'all know what it ain't. Shout out everybody that's coming up in here, man. All right? Can y'all see? Nice and clear. Is everything good? Is the lighting good? Okay? Because Gean been telling too motherfucking many lies, haven't he? And like I said, now that the Tupac shit is going on, now he finds his way, y'all. Peep the game. Now he's still trying to find his way, all right, to spin and tell more lies about the Tupac shit. Hit the like button. All right, let me just say one motherfucking thing and make something clear. All right, first of all, Gean, you ain't got no business speaking on no Tupac shit or nothing that happened in Vegas if you can't even stand on the shit that happened out there in Los Angeles with Biggie. Hit the like button. Let's make it make sense. Let me say it again. Gean, you ain't got no business speaking on nothing that happened in Las Vegas with Tupac if you can't even stand on the shit that happened out there with Biggie in Los Angeles. Because, like I said, bro, you've been lying for a very long motherfucking time, and it's time for that shit to stop. It's time for all of it to stop. Because, like I said, bro, who the fuck you think you fooling? Who y'all think y'all fooling? Okay? Because everybody know that situation that happened with Biggie was not no retaliation for the murder of Tupac Shakur. Everybody drop a one in the chat. Let's make it make sense. Out of all the shit we done seen, all the shit we done read, all the documentaries, all the music, and not to mention, we were live. We were alive, full in effect, when this shit went down. A lot of us was in our primes during this time when this shit was going down. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, out of all the shit that we know, right? Out of everything that's been told to us, and everything that's been brought to the forefront, shout out the whole Fire Flame Nation, man. I appreciate y'all. We here to Stomp, Step, and Stand order today. Okay? Out of everything that has been told to us, out of everything that has been brought to us, y'all, okay? Do y'all still believe that the notorious B.I.G. murder was a retaliation for Tupac Shakur's death? All right? Drop a one in the chat if y'all believe it was a retaliation, or drop a two in the chat if y'all honestly believe it was not no retaliation connected to Tupac at all. Shout out everybody up in here. Drop a one in the chat if y'all think it was a retaliation. Drop a two in the chat if y'all think it wasn't a retaliation. Okay? Shout out everybody up in here. Okay? I appreciate y'all. Like, share, subscribe. Always remember, fear the fire and fear the flames. Okay? The only one feeling still hurt is you, because you came right back in here on another page. Okay? Don't let that go over your head. Pause. With that being said, a one if y'all think it was a retaliation. 2, if y'all think it wasn't a retaliation. Shout out everybody up in here. Okay? Because we got many distractions. We got many people that try to derail us, but they know their train can never flow on our motherfucking tracks. Respectfully, in nothing we do. Nothing we do. Whether it's 20 people in here or 200-300 people in here. All right? We still step and stand on what the fuck we do and how we do it. Okay? And a lot of people don't believe in themselves. A lot of people ain't got no self-confidence or no self-esteem in themselves. You see, they have to depend on other people to lift them up. They have to depend on other people to tell them they're great or tell them what they can do or what they can't do. You see what I'm saying? They rely on someone else's energy to uplift them because they don't know how to uplift their motherfucking selves. So this is why they come in our chat, okay, trying to what? Discourage us and belittle us, because in real life, when they look in the mirror, they're discouraged. They're belittled. Hit the like button. Real life matters make real life sense all the motherfucking time. Every motherfucking day. It always will be. And it always will make sense. Okay? Shout out the whole Fire Flame Nation. The same trolls on different pages. Now, when I start coming for y'all, I don't want to hear shit. Okay? But it's going to be on my time and my time only. Alright? So when I start coming for y'all and start dismantling y'all, right? I don't want to hear shit. Okay? Shout out everybody that's up in here. Now, like I said, man, some people, like in real life, they're miserable with themselves. So their job is to wake up every day and make somebody else miserable. Those are people you got to get the fuck away from, y'all. Hit the like button. Chat. Those are people, whether your family, your kids, your parents. All right, it says this in a biblical form. All this is written in stone, bro. All right, and if you have any type of that energy around you, y'all need to get away from it ASAP. All right, like I said, I don't give a fuck if it's your wife, your husband, your kids, your parents. All right, if they wake up every day and their job is to make you miserable and everybody else around them miserable because they're unhappy about what's going on in their life, get the fuck away from them. Let's go. Shout out everybody up in here. Erase them. Pray against that. Pray against them people. Pray against them people. And also pray for them people as well. Okay? Because let me tell you something, man. The devil come in all disguises. Okay? And it's always the ones that is the closest to us that will snake us out. Okay? In a heartbeat. So always remember what I just said, man. All right? Don't put nobody before the Most High. Don't put nobody before the God that you serve. No children, respectfully. No husband, no wife, no mama, no daddy, grandparents, none of these worldly things that he can ultimately take away. Nothing here is ours. We don't own anything here. Nothing here is ours, bro. We're just visitors. We're just visiting for a real short time. We just here for a real short stay. We don't own a motherfucking thing here, bro. And this is why when we leave here, nothing comes with us. Because just like when we came here, nothing came with us. All right? Shout out everybody up in here. I appreciate y'all. All right? Like, share, subscribe always. Remember, fear the fire and fear the flame. So let's continue to cook, y'all. Because, like I said, do it sound like an East Coast versus West Coast war to y'all? Do it sound like? Do it look like? Let's just say that part. Do it even look like a West Coast retaliation? Hit the like button, strategic drop. The way Biggie got knocked down, do it even look like a West Coast retaliation? Because we know for a fact of how the Bloods, the Crips, and that whole gang culture is out there, especially at that time in the mid-90s, right? Hit the like button, strategic drop. Okay? All right? So if y'all want to talk about retaliations, go do your motherfucking research on retaliation when it came to Bloods and Crips in and around Compton, in and around Watts, and see the difference in damage. Hit the like button. Let me say it again. Strategic drop. One of the best to do this. Shout out everybody that's coming up in here. A lot of people don't know that we live, but we here today. Share this on all motherfucking platforms. Like I said, RIP Pop, RIP B. Because this was a West Coast Blood, Crip, whatever they want to call it, retaliation, right? East Coast, West Coast, retaliation, right? But like I said, do the murder of B look like a retaliation from some niggas that came from the West Coast? Do it look like a retaliation from some Crips that's really ready, okay, or some Bloods that's really ready to knock some shit down, right? Like I said, what Tupac said before he died, he gave simple instructions to everybody. Hit the like button. Double tap the screen. Let me continue to lay my foundation, y'all. Shout out everybody that's coming up here. Like I said, before Tupac died, he gave simple instructions to everybody. Okay? He said, Bad Boy, the staff, record label, and the motherfucking crew. And if you want to be down with Bad Boy, then fuck you too. Chino XL, fuck you too. All you motherfuckers, fuck you too. Right? He specifically gave instructions or hit them up. If they gonna come like this. Hit the like button. Let's go. Strategic drop. Let me say it again. Or hit them up. Pop gave simple instructions on the whole track about when they come and bomb on you motherfuckers, they coming to bomb on the whole Bad Boy, the staff, record label, and the motherfucking crew. So they said, like I said, Biggie's murder was retaliation to Tupac. And now you got Biggie, Bad Boy, the staff, the record label, the security, and the crew. And the only person who gets knocked down is the notorious B.I.G. Make it make sense. Okay, so you mean you're trying to tell me if some West Coast Jerry Curls, hit the like button, respectfully. Shout out to the West and everything that they got going on out there. Because I already know how y'all coming, nigga. I got family out there. Real shit. Already know how y'all coming. All right? And I've been tapped in with this shit. All right? 30 years ago, motherfuckers was telling me that wasn't no West Coast retaliation for no Tupac shit. Because if it was, Little C's would have been dead. D-Rock would have been dead. Gean would have been dead. Puffy would have been dead. Cass would have been dead. Kenny would have been dead. John would have been dead. Everybody would have been fucking dead. If not dead, they would at least been touched. Shout out the whole nation. Double tap the screen. Double tap the screen. Let me say it again. Okay? Their ass would have been touched. Little C's in the back seat. D-Rock in the back seat. Big in the front. You got Gean and Puffy in the. You got the whole caravan. You got multiple opportunities to knock down your opposition with home field advantage. Right? Like I said, if you want to stop a movement, you're not only going to hit big, you're going to make sure you get puffed too, right? Hit the like button. Because we know after Big died, nothing stopped about Bad Boy. Nothing stopped about the climb and the rise. But they said it was supposed to have been a retaliation from the Tupac Shakur situation. How when Bad Boy steady climbed after Big's death? Hit the like button. Shout out everybody up in here. Like, share, subscribe. Always remember, fear the fire and fear the flames. If you're going to knock down some shit and you're going to retaliate on some shit, right? You're going to make sure you knock down not only the backbone to the snake, but you're going to make sure you knock off the motherfucking head of that snake, right? Because just knocking down the backbone ain't gonna do a motherfucking thing to no snake, bro. Real shit. Where we make real life matters make real life sense. Just knocking down and breaking the snake back ain't gonna do a motherfucking thing long as that head's still moving. Long as that bitch still alive and that bitch still active, your ass gonna do. All right, and that's exactly what happened. They allegedly retaliated for Tupac shit. All right, so now we're going to get big. I'm going back to Cali. And that's how they trying to spin it. Peep the game. He should have never went back to Cali. Peep the game, how they try to line this whole shit up, y'all. Okay, I'm going back to Cali. Not only were you going back to Cali, so Little C's, Mace, Stevie J, Puffy, all y'all were going out there to Cali. Not only Biggie. So, like I said, why was Big the only target? Why was he the only person that got knocked down? Because, like I said, you could break a snake's back all you want. But if you don't cut the head off that bitch, it's going to what? Still elevate, right? And that's exactly what happened with Diddy, Puffy, and Bad Boy after the notorious B.I.G. death. You see, pay attention, y'all, as I strategically break this down. Okay, nothing never stagnated Bad Boy after Biggie got knocked down. Peep the game. All right, it didn't hurt Bad Boy not one bit. It didn't hurt East Coast rap not one bit. Because a lot of people, all right, use Big and his material, all right, to uplift and elevate their career as well. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. Like I said, it didn't hurt Bad Boy at all. It didn't stagnate them one single bit, did it, y'all? Did it stagnate Puffy? You would think when Biggie gets knocked down, as I strategically break this down, it would have broke Bad Boy, right? Hit the like button. Let's make it make sense. Okay? You would have thought it would what? Break Bad Boy, dismantle the movement, dismantle and stagnate the whole motion that they had going on. Got Gean again, coming out, running his mouth about shit he ain't got nothing to do with at all. Okay? But being as though he was what? Puffy's bodyguard. Peep the game. Being as though he was Puffy bodyguard, and how Puffy allegedly supposed to be tied to the hit on Tupac, blah blah this, blah blah that. Gean, he feel as though he has a right to speak. He has a right to say so. Not only that, Gean claims, all right, to be in certain locations and been around certain people when certain things was going on, when certain things was happening. Now, like I said, if y'all pay attention, y'all, as I strategically break this down, shout out everybody that's coming up in here, man. Like, share, subscribe always. Remember, fear the fire, fear the flames. All right? It's warm out here today. Peep the game, right? Hold on, I lost my train of thought for a minute, yo. My bad. Gean claimed to be around certain individuals when certain agreements and certain things were talked about and talked upon. Like I said, yo, shout out everybody that's coming up in here, man. Like, share, subscribe always. Remember, fear the fire and fear the flames. If you're in the fire, start a hawker, walker, or stalker yet, over here and subscribe, because we stomp, step, and stand on real morals and traditional principles. And we know everything that Gean has been telling us ain't nothing morally sound, nowhere near traditional about the situation. Because, like I said, now that the Tupac trial has come, Gean running his mouth. Now, if y'all peep the game, y'all, shout out everybody that's coming up in here. All right, it seems like this Tupac situation in Notorious B.I.G. situation ain't no seem like it. All right, their murders and everything. All right, leading up to it and how it was allegedly orchestrated and how it was played out. Both of these deaths are so similar, it's scary. Both of these deaths, Biggie and Pac's, both of their deaths and the way they died are identical, y'all. Identical. Identical. Okay? Not only is it identical, peep the game. When all these documentaries, as I strategically break it down, all these documentaries was coming out about Tupac and his death. And we talking about it was a lot of them. All right, who always was at the forefront of all the motherfucking documentaries? It was Tupac who? Bodyguard, right? Hit the like button. Strategic drop. Just like who was at the forefront of this Notorious B.I.G. death and murder. The Bodyguard, right? Hit the like button. Remember how Tupac, Bodyguard, and his security team was telling the last story or what happened with Tupac and everything that was going on with Tupac, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. And everybody was like, yo, the security guard, he knows some shit. He know what's going on. He popped up on mad different documentaries, right? Like I said, same shit with the big shit. We got a bodyguard. Just so happens to be Puff and Big bodyguard. All right, that is also have been spinning this narrative about Biggie's death for the last 30 motherfucking years, lying. Lying. Lying, y'all. Shout out everybody up in here. Lying for the last 30 years about Big's death. And like I said, bro, if the West Coast is at war with Bad Boy, then why only Biggie get hit? Why nobody else from Bad Boy get touched? Nobody else from Bad Boy got touched. Let me ask y'all a question. It's the fire starters. We at war. Where we make real life matters make real life sense. We at war with a whole nother group. Okay? We the fire starters. The fire extinguishers, for example. And we going back and forth. Right? And we go out there to their home turf. And for example, right? Out of everybody that's there, only one person, just one person gets shot and killed when it's a whole full-blown war. And the opposition has an opportunity to knock down multiple people, multiple bodies in one shot. What do you think they're going to do? Knock down one body or as many bodies as they can to make a fucking statement, to dismantle some shit? You're going to try to knock down as many people as you can when you are in a fucking war. You're not just going to try to knock down one person. Especially if the one person that y'all actually really want to knock down is around other people that are very important to that movement that you could knock down and also make an impact as well. And like I said, if y'all do y'all research on Bloods and Crips retaliation in the mid-90s, even right now to this day, go see the type of damage they do when they retaliate, when it comes to war, when they retaliate, when it comes to gang members, and how multiple casualties fall victim to this violence. Not just no one. Okay? Shout out everybody up in here. I appreciate y'all. Okay? Because like I said, y'all, what a lot of people don't know about that night is, okay, and I mentioned this a few times here. I mentioned it a few times there. Okay? But what they're saying about what happened in that truck, in that Suburban, Tahoe, Yukon, whatever it was, they haven't been telling us the truth since day one, y'all, about what happened. All right? That night on Wilshire. All right? And let me tell you, we done heard so many stories, we heard so many lies. But like I said, man, what I find very odd and very strange, y'all, if you notice, Biggie was a big guy, right? Shout out everybody that's coming here. Where we make real life matters make real life sense. They say Biggie got shot 4 times. If you notice, right? Inside that car, inside that truck, there's no blood nowhere, right? Hit the like button. You name one motherfucker that gets shot 4 times inside of a car and don't bleed. Same thing with Tupac Shakur. Hit the like button. Let me say this again. You name one motherfucker. Yeah, they ain't gonna like these facts. They ain't gonna like these strategic facts where we make real life matters make real life sense. Hit the like button, y'all. You name one motherfucker that gets shot 4 times inside of a car and don't bleed. There's no blood nowhere. Hit the like button. And this man, okay, was damn near 500 pounds when he died. He had gained like an extra 150 because his leg was fucked up. To Little C's cripple me, all right? That's when they actually really tried to first take Big out, was in that van. Hit the like button. They tried to take Big out then in that Lumina. In that Lumina that they rented and Little C's was driving, they tried to kill Big in that accident right then and there. Hit the like button. Strategic drop. Like I said, you name one person that gets shot 4 times and don't bleed inside of a fucking car. And like I said, it ain't like he got shot, bow, bow, and the paramedics is on the scene, boom, and they hurry up and take him out. Remember, they drove him to the hospital and allegedly got lost going to the hospital, right? And it was right around the corner the whole time. Hit the like button. And I explained to y'all, when you are head of security is supposed to know the whole perimeter, everything that's going on, where the nearest hospital at, where the nearest exit at, where the nearest escape route, the nearest police station. This is what top tier security does, yo. I know what's going on. My peoples do this shit. This is what top tier security does. When you are secure and high profile people, bro. All right, you just saying, okay, you want to be my security? Okay, come on. And you just, no, it's more intel to that shit than just that. All right, you got to know escape routes. You got to know your perimeter, everything that's going on, because like I said, somebody could get hurt, shot, anything on your watch. You got to be the security to get people and get that person out safely to the hospital and all that. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. This is what you get paid hundreds of thousands to do. Shout out the whole nation. I appreciate y'all. Okay. No blood. Nowhere. In that truck. And like I said, they said that they got lost. Couldn't find the hospital. Nothing. So that's plenty of time for a lot of blood to come out. Ain't it, y'all? Hit the like button. Hit the like button. They trying to tell us it's because he was so big in the way he was shaped and built, in the way the bullets hit him. Okay, it wound up like closing the wound up like a suction cup and stop the bleeding. So that means he shouldn't have bled out then. Hit the like button. Strategic drop. They said he was so big that when he got shot, okay, he was so big when he got shot, the bullets and the wounds activated like a suction cup, okay, and stopped the bleeding and stopped the blood from coming out the wounds. Well, if that's the case, let's make it make sense. Shout out everybody up in here. I appreciate y'all. Let's make it make sense. No blood, nowhere. And then I explained to everybody, right? Okay? When you actually go look at the autopsy report on Big Death, okay? It doesn't take a rocket scientist for me to understand this ballistics, you dickhead, okay? They said Biggie got shot from the right side, when we know all the bullets came from the left. So how do he got an entry room to the right side of his body? B got shot in the back. Go do your research. I done pulled this receipt up. I done pulled this paperwork up. They said the fatal wound that killed Biggie came from the right. And also Biggie was shot in his fucking back. Okay, in his back, near his fucking, yeah, up here. If Biggie got shot and the bullets came from the left side, when we know all the shots that they said came from the right, if he got shot from the left side, that means he got shot inside that truck. He got shot inside that truck. But, like I said, for them to be claiming he got shot all that many times in his body and there's no blood, and we talking about a 600-pound man, 500-pound man, all right, something is thrown off about that whole situation. And like I said, yo, not only was it Bad Boy, the staff, record label, and the motherfucking crew there that night. Like I said, y'all goofies, wake up, respectfully. This was supposed to be an East Coast, West Coast war, right? Do y'all know how many East Coast rappers were there that night? Do you know how many other people from New York and Brooklyn were there that night besides Bad Boy? Do y'all know how many people that was there from New York with Biggie and Bad Boy that night that shit went down? Why none of them ain't get touched? Hit the like button. Why none of them ain't get touched? Man, one of them individuals got touched. And like I said, if it was all about an East Coast, West Coast war, when Big got hit and died, why everybody from the East Coast ain't fly out and haul ass like they scared for their life? Why they still stayed around? And I ain't talking about Puffy. I'm talking about all the other people that was there from New York that stood around. But they claimed that it was the East Coast, West Coast war. And y'all ain't scared these niggas about to come for y'all next? Y'all ain't afraid that y'all might lose y'all life? Especially the ones that was there from Brooklyn, Busta Rhymes, Spliff Star. Make it make sense. And like I said, y'all, they say it's the East Coast, West Coast war, a retaliation of Tupac, right? If this was a retaliation for some Tupac shit, more people would have died. More people would have got hurt. More people would have lost their life. That's a fact. As Gean Deal keep lying, telling everybody, Nene, I got Nene, I got Nene, I got Nana, and they already know what's up with Nene, and I get Nana out. All right, he said he was the only one out there with guns. Beat this. It's an East Coast, West Coast war. Gean Deal said out of the whole security, it was only 2 guns there. Beat this shit. Out of the whole security, it was only 2 guns. And 2 of those guns were his. He said when the shit went down with Big, he had one and he gave the other nigga the other shit. Check this out. All right, to spin everybody off of why you ain't shoot back, why you ain't let your shit off like you claiming Nene and nah, blah, blah, all this shit to talk. But like I said, the biggest rapper on the planet at that time got killed during your watch. And you ain't do a motherfucking thing. Because he claimed he got in the back seat, in back of Puff? Why are you sitting in back of Puff when the artist supposed to be sitting in the back? Don't know how profile artists is supposed to be sitting in the front. We know all high profile artists sit in the back at all times. But for some strange reason, Puffy was in the front of his SUV and Big was in the front of his SUV. And you know who was behind Biggie and his SUV? Little C's and D-Rock. And you know who was behind Diddy inside the SUV? Gean. And Gean claimed, okay, Kenny was driving. Check this lying ass nigga out. Gean a motherfucking lie. He said when they came out the Peterson Museum, he seen a dude that supposed to have been from the fruit of Islam standing there with the purple on, a bow tie or whatever he claimed. And he said the dude seen him with the gun and this and that. Dude, he walked off. You see what I'm saying? And then he said when he get in the car, he sticks his head out the window. Gean said he sticks his head out the window. All right. And Puffy told him, if you don't get your ass back in this window, you'll never work for Bad Boy again. This is what Gean said out of his mouth. Because Gean said Kenny and them had pulled off and Biggie and them was behind them. Gean said he went to go lean out the window. And Puffy was like, if you don't get the fuck back in this window, if you don't get the fuck back in the car, you'll never work for Bad Boy again. Gean said he stuck his head back in the car. He stuck his body back in the window. But check this out. He said right after he did that, Diddy leaned his seat all the way back. Peep these lies. He claimed Diddy leaned his seat and pushed his seat all the way back against his knees. So he can't get out. Hit the like button, y'all. This is what he's telling us. He's telling us Diddy pushes his seat all the way back against his knees. So now he can't move. This is coming out of Gean mouth. Okay? So he said when the shit went down, he couldn't move, he couldn't react. He said when Kenny heard the shots, Kenny kept going. Hit the like button, y'all. This nigga said the driver that was driving him and Diddy heard the shots and speeded up even more. Then he said, Kenny, what the fuck is you doing, Kenny? They shooting that big. They shooting that big. He said, Kenny said, I don't know who they shooting at. Gean, guess what Gean tells him to do? After Kenny says, I don't know who they shooting at, and Gean claimed he's stuck inside the truck and can't move, he said, Kenny, run 3 more lights. He tell Kenny to run 3 more lights. After these niggas already back there done did big again. He telling Kenny to run 3 more lights and keep going. Everything this man said is documented. You know when you tell a lie one time, You have to continue telling lies and lies and lies and lies and lies and lies and lies. Lies not on top of a lie on top of a lie. You know that, right? So he done did so many motherfucking interviews. And he done said so many different lies. He done contradicted himself so many motherfucking times. And when people bring the receipts, when people prove him wrong, he get upset. He get mad. He get in his feelings. Like motherfuckers don't know what they talking about. And the only thing that he could say was, man, I was there. I was there. I was there right. And you ain't do a motherfucking thing. And you claim that Puffy had that shit done to Big. So why you still continue to work for him? How you still continue to even have a job after the biggest rapper in the world got killed on your watch and you was head of security for him? How you still have a job, bro? Let's make it make sense. When we make real life matters, make real life sense all the time. Like I said, bro, everybody's what? Everybody who's applying for a job in a certain field, you must have experience, a resume, and all that, right? So let's strategically this shit up one more time. Hit the like button. Strategic drop. I'm coming to apply for a security job for Angela, that dog. I believe, Angela, I am the one for you. I believe, okay? I can protect you, your team, and anything you need out of me and my services, I will provide. And provide them with grace and honor. All right? Angela says, sure, no problem. Do you have a resume? Do you have experience? Yeah, I have a resume. I have experience. Okay, well, let me go over the resume. Let me go over your experience and I'll get back to you. Okay, so I'm excited. Hey, ho, hey, about to get this motherfucking new job, nigga. I'm about to do some security again and all that. Angela goes home and looks at my resume. Oh, and she looks at my experience. Oh, and my resume say, back in March, when was it, y'all? March 9th, March 7th, somewhere around that time, 1997, you was doing and you was head of security for the Notorious B.I.G. and Puff Daddy and Bad Boy Records, and the Notorious B.I.G. died on your watch. You think Angela is going to hire me? Hit the like button. Will anybody in this chat hire me? Let's go, y'all. Let's go. Strategic drop. When we make real life matters, make real life sense. Will anybody in this chat hire me? Can I get a job anywhere in Hollywood? Bodyguarding for high profile people. If the Notorious B.I.G. just died on my fucking watch, who the fuck I'm bodyguarding? Who the fuck gonna instill they trust and trust me with their life? Let's make real life matters, make real life sense. Whoever want to hire a motherfucker like that? How can a motherfucker like that still be relevant and still bodyguard high profile people when the biggest rapper in the world got killed right in front of you and you ain't do shit? You didn't protect Big because you was told not to protect him, right? Right? Because like I said, let's make it make sense. If you got a responsibility like that and you drop the ball in front of the world, bro, you'll never be able to work in that field again. Nobody will ever hire you, bro. Nobody will ever want you to do security or personally bodyguard them. Because if you couldn't save Big and protect Big, what the fuck makes you think you could protect me? How? How? When we make real life matters make real life sense. Okay? Shout out everybody up in here. Shout out the whole nation, man. I appreciate y'all. Okay, and look, if you notice, bro, okay, like I said, Gean Deal, all right, protected P. Diddy for a long time. And then when he come out and get charged, he tried to flip on him like he all this fucked up person, like he all that fucked up person. But you was right there, bodyguarding that man for the longest, for years, protecting him while those people were in that room getting God knows what done to them. You was protecting Diddy, bro. You was right there guarding the fucking door. You was also guarding the door, and you was also going to pick up a lot of these women, a lot of these prostitutes, a lot of these people that Diddy was dealing with. Gean, you were some of their personal drivers. You were personally escorting them to and from these locations for years. This is why Diddy trusted you, right? And like I said, all this shit that you claim Diddy was such a bad person, you told Valletta Wallace this, you told Valletta Wallace that, but after the fact, you still continued to work for Puffy and Bad Boy. Still continue to work for Bad Boy. Okay? Shout out the whole nation, man. I appreciate y'all. It's warm out here today and we hot in the fire pit. Shout out the whole nation. Still continue to work for Diddy. Still continue to do Diddy dirty work. Even the night at the tunnel. Hit the like button. Even the night at the tunnel. When that shit went down at the tunnel with Shine, J-Lo and all them, Gean Deal was a part of that shit. Gean Deal helped cover that shit up with Puffy and J-Lo. He was a part of that shit too. Right there in the middle of it. Right there in the middle of that whole situation. Okay? Right there. All in the middle of it, being Diddy's mule. That's right. Diddy was this fucked up person. Nasty motherfucker. Disrespect his mama. Disrespect this. Disrespect that. But you still catered to him. Didn't you? Couldn't have been that fucked up. Huh? Because like I said, you could have went and worked anywhere, right? You could have got a job working for anybody. Your name, Gean Deal, right? Nene and Nana, right? But you worked for Diddy. And after Diddy, okay, You continue to work for the people that were aligned with Diddy. That's how you continue to have a fucking job, nigga. You even was doing personal bodyguard for who? Niecy, right? Diddy's baby mama, right? You continue to still have a job and was hired by the people that was aligned with Diddy and Bad Boy. Right or wrong? Right. And like I said, y'all, when all these freak-offs and all this shit was going down, when it all started, from the beginning, Gean Deal was there. Gean Deal was right there. The Gean Deal was right there. Listen here, bro. It's people that telling me, and yo, I know this for a fact. Gean Deal can't look me in my fucking face and tell me I'm lying, that he wasn't fucking Janice. Tell me, Gean Deal, I'm lying. That you wasn't fucking Janice Combs. That you wasn't fucking Diddy mama. You were so close to Diddy. Diddy trusted you so much, bro. With everything. All the lies, all the secrets, all the snake shit that was going on. Check this out. He trusted Gean Deal so much. He allowed Gean Deal to be his personal chef. If a motherfucker cooking for you, hit the like button. If a motherfucker cooking for you, if a motherfucker cooking for you, you trust him. You trust that person well, don't you? If a person is cooking for you and you hire that person as a personal chef, you trust that person. Right or wrong? Not only do you trust that person, you overly trust that person. He's cooking for you, your whole family, your whole staff. He's catering some of your events. So he's trusting you to be his personal bodyguard, even after Biggie died. And he trusting you even more by being born as his personal chef. And like I said, alright, everybody think that this shit Gean Deal is talking about, he's actually throwing the bus. When in reality, from the outside looking in, it seems like he's throwing Diddy under the bus, when in reality, he's protecting him with this certain narrative. All right? Don't be fooled. Don't be distracted by the deception of this motherfucker. And this is why I ain't trying to be funny or nothing, and I don't wish this on nobody. I'm just keeping it real. All right? This is why he has down in his health. His health has declined rapidly all of a sudden. All right? Like I said, we don't wish this on nobody. All right? We don't wish this on nobody. But have y'all took notice? Ever since Gean Deal been going on dialogue, ever since this whole Diddy shit trial hit the fan and him been going on these platforms and shit, his health has declined very, very rapidly. If you go back to the interviews that he was doing just 4 years ago, 3 years ago on Vlad, and look at the interviews and shit that he's doing now. Okay? His health has really declined. And like I said, when you sitting there lying to the world about that man and how he died and the shit that that man told you, the shit that he's supposed to showed you and all this, you a fucking liar, bro. Out of all people, Biggie just gonna open up and start telling you all his fucking business. Brooklyn, stand up, bro. Is that how Brooklyn niggas move? Do Brooklyn niggas move like that? Gean Deal trying to make it seem like, oh yeah, he trusted me. He looked at me like an uncle or some shit. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody trying to hear that. You think Biggie gonna tell you everything he got going on, all his plans. He's going to work. He's going to like, come on, bro. Who you think you're talking to, bro? You fucking lying. You're lying, bro. And you know you lying. You know goddamn well Biggie ain't tell you none of that shit. Never did. Never did. Like I said, y'all, this shit is so dark with this shit that's going on with Big is wild. Cause I told everybody too, right? That the whole time while Big was out there in Cali, right? The feds was watching Biggie the whole time. The feds was out there. The feds was taking pictures. They were snapping shit. Shout out all my moderators and my flaming raiders, man. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate all the love. Appreciate all the support. I feel a lot cooler now that I came out with this motherfucking vest, you heard? And like I said, man, damn, I lost my train of thought again. My bad, y'all. Okay. They said the situation with Biggie, the feds was out there watching Big the whole time. We seen it in the movie. It was documented in the movie. The feds was taking pictures and shit. Not only that, I told everybody that Biggie, right, was getting death threats. Biggie was getting death threats at the studio he was at. The studio that he was at recording. Motherfuckers was calling the studio. Like, nigga, I'ma kill your ass, nigga. I'ma kill you, I'ma kill you, I'ma kill your ass, nigga. I'm talking about the whole time while he was out there. He was getting these phone calls in the studio. Getting these phone calls in his room. Getting these phone calls at the restaurant, y'all. He'd be at a restaurant eating, y'all. Check this shit out. He'd be at a restaurant eating. All right? And the waiters will come to him and be like, yo, it's an important phone call. But so, and he'd go and get the phone and it's a death threat. Now check this out. Y'all know on the Life After Death album, right? The Life After Death album, when we actually hear, as they use it for a skit, all right? They use one of the actual phone calls, y'all. They use one of the actual phone calls in the Life After Death album. When you hear call Big and say, nigga, we gonna kill you, motherfucker. We gonna kill your fat ass, motherfucker. Get out of Cali, nigga. We gonna kill your fat. Yo, that was an actual real call, yo. Okay, and Puffy, snake ass Diddy, added that call in that album. It died, yo. Hit the like button. Strategic drop. That actual call that we hear on that album, that they planned as a skit, was the actual, one of the actual phone calls of Big being threatened. And you hear Big saying, nigga, suck a dick and blah this, blah this, blah that. You see what I'm saying? Because he was so over all these phone calls that he was getting. You see what I'm saying? He was getting them back to back, back to back, back to back, back to back, back to back. And like I said, they said the feds was watching, right? It's been documented. It's receipts everywhere that the feds and the FBI was out there in LA and was doing surveillance on Biggie when the situation happened. Okay, now this is all alleged. But when we go do our research, it shows the facts. When they do the movie, it what? Demonstrates that pictures were being snapped when Big coming out of the studio and he on Hollywood Boulevard, Rodeo Drive, they right? So let me ask you a question. If the feds wasn't there, if the feds wasn't there to investigate or indict anybody, what the fuck was they there for? Why were they taking pictures? What were they investigating? And why were they investigating it? Because nothing ever came out of why the feds was out there watching Big. And like I said, it seems like when he got knocked down, it's like the whole thing with them just disappeared. Very odd and very strange. And I mentioned this to everybody, right? Biggie album release party. Album release party. Under Bad Boy. The rest of Bad Boy wasn't out there. Like I said, why Lil' Kim wasn't out there? Why the Lots wasn't out there? Why 112 wasn't out there? This is the album release of the biggest artist on the label, bro. He's throwing all of y'all alley-oops so y'all can slam dunk shit. Biggie throwing everybody alley-oops on the label, bro. Everybody throwing up. He throwing everybody alley-oops. Mace, 112, Kim, Lil C's, Junior Mafia, all of them. He throwing all of them alley-oops. So y'all ain't there to celebrate his album release? Make it make sense. And like I said, okay, pay attention. Pay attention. When Big got knocked down, y'all, and they brought his body back to New York. They brought his body back to Brooklyn for a service, for a funeral. Then chose the cheapest service, the cheapest building, the cheapest location that he could possibly find. And this is why, okay, nobody couldn't move inside of Biggie's service, bro. Everybody was like this. It was so hot in there. Nobody couldn't even move. It was so hot, so small in that little ass row house, funeral home, respectfully. Okay, and like I said, we talking about the biggest rapper in the world. And look at the type of service that was thrown for him. All right? It was a shitty service, respectfully. Because I said, man, he could have did a lot better with planning that service, knowing that it was going to be a whole lot of people there, knowing that it was going to be a whole lot of crowds and a whole lot of gathering. And as y'all seen, y'all, he made sure he got the cheapest shit he can get to pocket all motherfucking money, bro. Every fucking dollar. Every fucking dollar. All right? Every fucking dollar. He pocketed. And like I said, if y'all take notice, the same motherfucking building that Big had his funeral in, the same location is the same location Aaliyah had her service at. The exact same location. Don't let that go over your head. Artists of this magnitude, this high profile status, look how they sent them off. Look how they sent them off. They sent Big off disrespectfully. They buried Big. They put him all white in the casket, right? He had on all white, had on a, check this out, right? When it was like 20th anniversary of Biggie's death, they called Voletta Wallace to the Wax Museum. Check this shit out, y'all. Shout out everybody that's up in here. On the 20th anniversary of Biggie's death, if y'all got kicked out, just kindly come back in, because that's what they doing. If y'all got kicked out, just hit the like agent. You see what I'm saying? Because they don't want this information out. Because we dropped it, nothing but facts. If we wasn't, they wouldn't be bothering trying to kick y'all out of here. We ain't even lit. But on the 20th anniversary of Big's death, Bad Boy, Diddy, Mark and all them, calls up Voletta Wallace and said, yo, we got a surprise for you, Voletta. We got a surprise for you, baby. Yeah, it's Biggie's 20th anniversary, his death. Yeah, come on out. We're doing something special for Biggie's legacy. We're doing something special for the culture and for Big at the Wax Museum. Come on out, Miss Voletta. So check this. Voletta says, okay, I'll come on out, support what they got going on for the culture. She comes out goes to the wax museum, y'all. And she knew that it was going to be, of course, you at a wax museum. You know, common sense, it's a no-brainer to be. And they pulled the veil off of the sculpture. Hit the like button, y'all. They still kicking people out. Strategic drop. They still kicking people the fuck out. When they lifted the veil off of this sculpture, y'all, don't y'all know the wax dummy was the identical as Big when he was in that casket? Hit the like button. The last time she seen her son in the casket before it got closed, he had on the all white. Out of all the goddamn outfits they could have put on him, they put the same exact outfit that he had on in that casket. And when they pulled the veil off, Voletta was like, can you imagine burying your child? You picked out that outfit. You picked out what your child was going to wear in that casket. And not gonna be funny. People get together and they want to throw a celebration and they want to wax sculpture. And they do a wax sculpture in the exact same outfit that your child had on in that casket. Y'all actually are going to make that a wax dummy and a wax figure for the whole world to continue seeing. I have to continue seeing that now. All these emotions are coming back. Everything from that day, as I strategically break this down. This is what you call energy harvesting on a whole other level. You see what I'm saying? Now, all those emotions, everything comes back from that time, that day, that moment, and how y'all was ripped apart, how you had to stand in the middle and on your faith, okay, to get this process, and for him to actually humiliate you and make you go through it all over again speaks volumes, yo. Y'all have to pay attention. Like I said, out of everything they could have put Big in, made Big up, why you that he was laid to resting inside the casket, man. No, that's image. What you call humiliation, bro. What you call humiliating Voletta Wallace in front of the world. And like I said, I find it very odd and very strange. All of a sudden, this Rico. Then Voletta Wallace ends up dead. Hit the like button. Yeah, they kicking people off. Come back in. Come back in, y'all. They kicking people out.
Niggas doing all type of this shit. They say, oh, this is, yeah, I don't like this. I don't like it.
Double tap the screen, y'all.
I don't like it.
Shout out the whole nation. It's breaking up. All right. Let me move it on down. We'll fix that. Hold on, make sure I ain't leaving nothing up here. You know they gonna try to fuck with it. And like I said, man, I'm just strategically pivoting around this shit. I'm just strategically pivoting around this info. Find us another spot, y'all. Shout out the whole nation, man. I ain't finished yet. We outside, man. It's better now. But yeah, yo. How the fuck? How that make any sense? All right, yo, how we look? You look better now? All right. Yeah, man, so all right, it's clear now. Shout out the whole nation, everybody that's up in here. La, let me see. Shout out the whole nation, man.
See a lighter. You see a lighter, cuz. No, bruh.
But yeah, man. It's a whole lot going on with that situation, man. Now we good and clear? All right, bet. But y'all, I try to tell y'all.
Big man, that light.
Yeah, I got you. Shout out the whole nation. Nothing about that whole situation out there with Biggie. All of it is bullshit. Everything that they have said, everything that Lil C said, everything Faith has been saying, everything Stevie J, all of them, they all been lying. They all been lying. Okay? That fucking situation with Faith and Big, bro, they wasn't never married, bro. They wasn't never married. That was a publicity stunt.
Oh, what up?
That was a publicity stunt. They wasn't never married. They wasn't never married in real life. Ever. Ever.
They just did that because they had that baby.
They wasn't never, ever, y'all, never married. It all was a lie.
See from my hood.
Because, check this out. If it was so true, and if it was so official, right? Like they claim it was, why did Faith openly was in this relationship with Stevie J for the longest? And like I said, during this time when Faith and Big supposed to been married or together, listen, yo, Puffy was still smashing, Stevie was still smashing. Huh? How you think Faith found out about that white girl in that room? Huh? You see, they're telling us, oh, it was a phone call that led her to the suspicion. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
What up?
Them niggas told on Big. They told on Big what was going down and what the fuck was going on. They told on Big, and that's how Faith ended up at the motherfucking door. Boom, 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 boom.
He telling the truth.
That's how she ended up at the door.
And Biggs was a Jehovah's Witness, so he couldn't marry Faith. He telling the truth. That man telling the truth. He telling the truth. I'm from Newark, New Jersey. I know Faith. I know a whole family. The man is telling the truth. He's telling the truth. You feel me? She from down High Street. I know a whole family. The man is telling the truth. Big was never married to her because Faith is a Christian. Big mother was a Jehovah's Witness. That shit would have never happened. He's telling the truth, bro.
Facts. Shout out to the homie, man. You know what I mean? But keep the game. All I'm saying is, alright? That all was some bullshit from the jump. And I told everybody, Faith knew what was gonna happen. That's why she wasn't there. And Lil' Kim knew what was gonna happen too. And this is why Lil' Kim was in New York. While Big was out there. She was in New York. Why you not out there with Big celebrating his album release? Why? Make it make sense. Right? That's all I'm saying. Why wouldn't I be there to support a nigga who basically put me on? He made me who I am. He made me relevant to everything that I got going on. Why wouldn't I be there for his album release? Why the fuck am I all the way in New York City? And I don't want to hear no, oh, I didn't have time. How long was Biggie out there in California before he got murdered? Y'all had plenty of time. I don't want to hear that, oh, we didn't have time, it happened too quick. And no. How long was Biggie out there in California before he got murdered? And how many times was you out there, Kim? Don't let them tell you Lil' Kim was working on her album because they're lying. Don't let them tell you that Lil' Kim was in New York working on her album. Because if she was in New York working on her album, why Big wasn't in New York working on his album? And Big was in LA. So why wasn't Kim in LA working on her album too? We all know Biggie wrote Kim's shit. Right? The whole charisma and everything, the whole aura of Lil' Kim's style inherited from Biggie. So why wouldn't Biggie be there when Kim is making her debut album and he writing everything?
I mean, 16 or 17. Now.
Y'all know that hardcore album? That hardcore album, bro. Those songs that's on there, those wasn't originally Lil' Kim songs. All those songs were Biggie songs, bro, that they took from Big. Just like Lil' C's first album. We know Biggie was writing for Kim and Lil' C's, bro. Lil' C's first album. Caesar Leo, whatever that shit called, when he's standing on the album, basically ass naked too. People letting that fly right over their head. He on his first album, ass naked too, under the control of Diddy. And why you think he never made another album like that again? Because all that was Biggie's material. That whole Lil' C's first album, all Biggie shit. Lil' Kim first album, all Biggie shit. Everything he wrote, everything he left behind. Shit that he already recorded that never got released. Like I told everybody, why you think we never got no new Biggie material? We never got no new Biggie material at all. At all. All the pop material we got. Look at all the other people material that we got that passed on. And we ain't talking about shit that's remixed, remastered, recooked, and finessed. We actually got new material from artists after they died. But Biggie, we ain't get nothing new. Nothing. We ain't get nothing new. So y'all try to tell me Big ain't record no more songs that never got released. They ain't never record. I mean, tell me he ain't never record. He ain't never had nothing else written. We know he was a lyrical monster with that pen. If he was writing all this shit for all these people, can you imagine how much material he had? He was writing shit for multiple people, everybody that was around him. He was trying to put all of them on with shit that he was writing. So that means he should have lots of material left, right? And I explained to everybody where a lot of that material went to. All right? Now I ain't gonna talk about it too much on here. All right? But if y'all know, y'all know. If y'all know, y'all know. Shout out everybody up in here. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate all the love and all the support. Charlie, Baltimore, yeah. Charlie too. Remember they had that fight inside the hotel? And you let Gean Deal tell it, right? She threw the watch out the window. She threw a ring out the window. or some shit. And like I said, when Biggie got knocked down, she wasn't there either. Where'd she go? Where'd Charlie Baltimore go? She was out there all this time, right? And all of a sudden, she gets low. And like I said, bro, the night Biggie died, you can see the symbolism right in our face. Puffy got on all the white, and Biggie got on all black. Puffy got on all white, Biggie got on all black. You got the motherfucking checker flag sitting right on their table, right in front of them, all night long. You got the checker flag right on the table, all night long. And why y'all think Diddy was so happy that night? Even in the movie. Why y'all think that nigga was so happy that night? He knew he was about to go up. He knew he was about to go up. He knew he was about to go up. So, like I said, man, it's time for Gean to stop telling these motherfucking lies. Okay? And I told everybody, bro, they think they slick. Gean, out of everything Gean has said, and everything he's been running his mouth about, has he helped the situation with the Notorious B.I.G. in it? Has anything he ever said, any interview, anything he ever mentioned or swore on, or anything, has it made any difference? Or did it change anything about that Biggie shit? Out of everything he done said, it ain't benefit the situation with Big at all. Nothing. 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 We haven't got no closer to who actually killed Big than from the actual first day it happened. Out of all them interviews he done did. Because you know why? He ain't doing nothing but spinning motherfuckers around and around and around and around like we stupid and like we dumb. And like I said, yo, that shit that they been showing us for years. Even in the fucking movie, bro. They showing us Biggie getting in the fucking... Listen, bro. That's not Biggie even getting in that truck that they've been showing us for years. It's Gean. That video that they're showing us, bro, I got the fucking receipt. The video that they've been showing us for years. When Biggie supposed to be getting in the back seat before he pulled off, that's not even Biggie getting in that truck. That's Gean truck with Puffy in the front. Gean was getting in the back of the truck, but for years, they've been showing us this picture and this footage and this depiction. Like it's Biggie getting in the truck. Even in the movie, they show us this. And I got the receipt. That's not Biggie that they've been showing us all these years. It's Gean with the Mecca jersey on, number 4 and everything, bro. They told us Biggie got in the front seat. That's where he got shot at, right? That's what they said. Remember, in reality, we never seen Biggie for our own eyes. We just gotta go off what they've been telling us. We never seen no proof of that. We haven't seen no proof with our own eyes, y'all. But they made sure to show us a depiction that's supposed to be Biggie getting into a truck when it's actually Gean Deal that they've been showing us the whole fucking time, yo. Okay, and I'm waiting for that motherfucker to lie, bro. I'm waiting for that motherfucker to lie. Like I said, I'm the only one who actually like pinpointed this. And I'm going to strategically bring it all back with more facts. And we going to split his shit to the left, to the right, and straight down the middle. All his lies. All these lies that they been telling us. Because he know it's bullshit. And everybody there know it was bullshit. What happened that night. And what happened to Big and how it happened to Big. Shout out the whole nation, man. I appreciate y'all. Talking about the biblical betrayal of Biggie Smalls. Okay? The biblical betrayal of Biggie Smalls. You hear this goofy? Shout out the whole nation, man. We're about to wrap up, man. We about to wrap up, man. I might come back and scream tonight too, yo. What's good with y'all, man? I appreciate y'all. Appreciate all the love and all the support, yo. I do. What's up, bro? All right. Man, I appreciate all the love and all the support, man. Everybody that's been rocking with the Fire Flame Nation, man. All the trolls, too, who make sure they come up in here as soon as I go live. Shout out to y'all. So I know y'all some dick-hugging, nut-hugging motherfuckers, bro. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all got y'all notifications all the way up waiting on me, ain't y'all? Shout out to the haters, man. They hate a nigga still look good, still keep on moving, keep doing what he doing, got that glow on him, you know what I'm saying? Looking good, feeling good, giving out positive energy. People don't like that. And like I said, man, When people wake up every day and they're miserable, their job is to make the next person and anybody else around them miserable as well. Because they don't like to see nobody happy. They don't like to see nobody enjoying their self and enjoying their life and what they got going on. If they living in misery, if their life is fucked up, and like I told y'all at the beginning of this show, get them people away from y'all. Get them people away from your spectrum. Get them people away from your life. Get them away from everything that you're trying to manifest, man. Because I'm telling you, people like that will disrupt everything that you got going on, man. All right? Negative energy is real. People are actually out here praying on people's downfall, hope that they don't achieve success, hope they don't make it, hope they don't go to the next level or whatever they're trying to achieve in life. People just are just down prayers. Down prayers. You know what I'm saying? That's some real, and we got plenty of them. And like I said, these people who don't even know me, but they might be familiar with me or my platform, or they once was over here on this platform, or however that shit is. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, don't let people determine who you are and what you are.
Thank you, Jesus.
And what you're trying to do and what you're trying to achieve. All right? Believe in yourself. You be your own quicker, picker, upper. Don't depend on anybody else to lift you. Don't depend on anybody else to hold your motherfucking hand. Because like I said, some people can't live life without a motherfucker holding their hand. I know this for a fact. I've been around a lot of motherfuckers, bro. Even though lived with a couple that could not live or cannot go on or can't do a motherfucking thing in life without somebody holding their motherfucking hand. And like I said, respectfully, some people need that support. Some people need a hand up. But goddamn, a hand out, you gotta learn how to stomp, step, and stand on things on your own. You see what I'm saying? Because when you get successful, or when you reach that point of success, you know what motherfuckers is going to say to you? If it wasn't for me, holding your motherfucking hand, bitch, you wouldn't have been no fucking where. If it wasn't for me and my people coming in, holding your hand, helping you through this situation, you wouldn't got a motherfucking thing done without me. You don't want people throwing shit up like that in your face. Because now they have control over you. They have control over your aspects and everything that you got going on, emotionally, mentally, psychologically, and that all leads to stagnation physically. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, shout out to y'all. Keep y'all prayers up. Never let nobody tell you what you can and what you can't. Never, ever believe in yourself when nobody else don't believe in you. Even when things is not going right, man, trust me, take it from me. I ain't trying to hold y'all all day. I ain't trying to talk y'all to death. I'm just trying to inspire y'all. because I know it's a lot more people that's going through things similar to the things that I have went through, similar to the things that I have been going through, and the things that I have been subjected to. And like I said, man, believe in yourself when nobody else don't. Even when the ones that you know in your heart, or we believe in our heart that is supposed to support us, inspire us, lift us up, tell us to be all that we can be, motivate us, lift us up when we feeling low and down. We don't get that from them folks. We get a lot of hatred, turn their face up, roll their eyes, wake up looking evil and all this shit when the motherfucker should be happy for you. You see what I'm saying? Trust me, I've been through it, all right? And I'm been bobbing, I've been weaving, and I'm standing at the end of a motherfucking round, victorious, bro. No matter what, victorious, man. All right? Shout out the whole nation. Like, share, subscribe always. Remember, fear the fire. Nobody don't believe in you. Believe in yourself, man. All right? Believe in yourself. People don't actually know what it takes to really work hard at something and build something and actually start to share some of those benefits with other people. You know what I'm saying? People don't know how that shit feel and what it takes because they never worked hard for nothing a day in their motherfucking life. And I mean that from the bottom of my motherfucking heart. Okay? Like, share, subscribe, always. Remember, fear the fire and fear the flame. I appreciate everybody. Appreciate all love. Appreciate all the support, man. If y'all hit the Cash App, y'all sending me donations, thank y'all. If y'all like, share, or subscribe, I appreciate that too. No matter how the donation come, it's all appreciated, man. We gone, we out. Shout out the nation. Shout out the moderators and the Flamer Raiders, man. I might be back tonight. Hit the stream in the lab, and we might do something else too. You know what I'm saying? So keep y'all notification bells locked, and trust me, man. Moderators, I know sometimes my lives can be, you know what I mean, long, and they can be long sometimes. And I don't expect y'all to be here all the time, and because I know y'all have things to do. You know what I'm saying? So trust me, I don't take anything personal. I don't take anything to the heart, because I know everybody got their own life to live too. All right, so I don't want y'all to think that I feel some type of way because I don't see y'all here and y'all not up in here. Trust me, man, it ain't nothing like that. Y'all always been solid with me, and I'm gonna continue to be solid with y'all, regardless of who moderating in here. Everybody get the same love and the same respect all the time, man. We up out of here, man. We gone. Love y'all. We out.